Hey everyone, it's Casey with Unique Worldwide Opals again. Welcome, thanks for being here with me at the Rice Mineral Museum outside of Hillsboro, Oregon. Today is May 20th, 2020. And I'm out here because I'm wanting to share with you guys some tips here on equipment to bring out to the Virgin Valley. If you want to go mining, if you want to go dig, if you want to go buy a scoop, if you want to go do some tailings, I got my gear out here with me. I'll show it to you. And this will be a good idea for what kind of stuff to bring, what kind of safety equipment, what kind of stuff will help you last longer out there, because it's really remote. It's like 6,000 feet elevation. The air is thin. It'll wear you out quick if you're not ready, especially if you're swinging a big old pick, especially that. So here we are. Okay, here we are. We're talking the essentials here, and then some bonus stuff if you want to be really efficient with your time. Okay, so first off, you got to have a rock pick. You want to have a lightweight one that will, preferably with some plastic in it, with a rubber grip, so that you have a nice solid grip on this. You want a spike on one end and a trowel on the other. You're going to be making a lot of rubble. This is going to help you scrape away material. If you're digging at the bank, great little tool. If you're doing the tailings, you can scrape tailings out of the way. May as well bring a single jack. There's big chunks. If you're doing the wall, there's big chunks of clay you might need to bust off. You're always going to need a brush. This thing is a coarse bristle brush that you can get a lot of force in behind there, because that clay will cling to everything. You can use this to wipe off the stuff that you see poking out of the wall. It might be interesting, but you don't want to hit it with a pick. You're definitely going to need a screwdriver, preferably a flathead. This one isn't. You want a long flathead screwdriver for poking into the wall. If you find an opal hanging out of the wall, you want to be able to poke and loosen the clay all the way around it. You want to work your way in from the edges until you free all the pressure on that opal or on that piece of wood that's in the wall. And then you also want to absolutely make sure you've got water, so you can spray that opal as soon as you see it. If it's glassy opal, if it's mostly glass, spray it with water as soon as you expose it to oxygen, because it's going to start drying out. You don't want it to crack while you're sitting there trying to get it out of the wall. There's another type of a rock pick. Good to have options. Another brush. You want to have gloves, obviously. Let's move on to PPE. Okay, you want to have some knee pads, some eye protection. Most of the mines are going to tell you got to wear steel toe boots of some kind and a hard hat, especially if you're at the Peacock or the Bonanza where they do active digging in virgin soil. You want to have that kind of protection. You want to bring a foam pad to kneel on. If you're not going to bring knee pads, I prefer the foam pad because I can kneel in it when I'm down in a pit, when I'm digging like a dog, or if I need to sit down for a second. I've got something soft. And on that subject of sitting, you want to make sure you bring a hat. You want to bring your 5-gallon bucket, lots of extra water. And you also want to bring plastic bags and plastic containers for putting for stone in. If you got small pieces of glass, put them in with each other in plastic containers full of water. As soon as you excavate them and you've been keeping them wet, put them in a container full of water. And if they're dry specimens, like wood specimens, like these here, I got some Virgin Valley wood right in here for you. I got some chocolate here for you too. Got a limb cast in here. Check out this. This actually has an opal cap on it. That was formed underwater. I got a big piece of chocolate opal. Yeah, we got some chocolate here. Big old honking piece of chocolate opal. Anyways, keep dry with dry and big with big, small with small. You don't want your big stones banging around on your little stuff. You want to bring a full-size 20-pound pick. You're going to have big chunks of clay you want to break apart, round tip shovel. And bring a foldable chair to sit down in, because you're going to need to take a break. And also a rain jacket, because if you're out there in inclement weather, the rain is like a wall. It'll come at you out of nowhere, and it's fast. And it will be so much rain, and you're already gassed from swinging your pick, and you got to run to a car. You're not going to have any energy left. It's going to kill you for the next half hour. you'll get soaked to the bone. So, okay, so we've covered most of the stuff for bank digging or tailing so far. If you want to be a super efficient at tailings, bring a screen. This thing here, I can undo the bottom screw. There's a leg on each side. They'll kick out. This thing will lean back. I just shovel dirt right against that screen. I got an insert that's a bigger mesh. This is a fine mesh. And you just have that lean there and just shovel right into that thing. Tip up one end, give it a few shakes, sift it. You're super efficient. Okay, so this is most of the gear here. If you can get this, you're set to go. Absolutely key thing is the water. You've got to keep the specimens wet the instant you expose them to oxygen. You'll probably notice out there that once you start to get into virgin soil, the clay that's a few feet under the surface is kind of darker. It's actually a little moist. So you want to keep those stones from drying out too quick while you excavate them. Okay, here's a couple tips that are relevant. So those are kind of tips for bank digging, like at the Royal Peacock. If you dig at the wall, that's where the water bottle comes into play. Having a foam pad, because you'll find a nice seam and you'll dig down there and you'll be on your knees in a pit like a dog. So that's great for bank digging at the Peacock. If you want to go to the Bonanza or the Rainbow Ridge or the Peacock and do tailings, a big screen like this, definitely, because it's a lot of money to go out here. Takes a lot of dedication to do this stuff, and you better, you know what, we're all trying to come home with something nice, and this is going to help everyone get home with more opal. That's what we want. That makes everyone's day better, when you can go and do a honest day's work and come home with something that you can show off. Go to the shops at each of the mines. They've got display domes, glass display domes that you can put specimens in. It will keep them dry, it'll keep them wet. It's got a rubber stopper in the back, glass dome. Ideal for Virgin Valley opal, for putting them on display. Alright guys, this is the wrap. Thanks for coming to Unique Worldwide Opals. This is Casey. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.